on both the movie with Audrey Hepburn and the song by Deep Blue Something. Amy, have you watched or heard either of those?
Yes, as a matter of fact, I started singing that song when we talked about doing this. So I've been singing it all morning.
Well, good. We're good 90s children, I guess.
Yes, 100%.
As you know, it is Tuesday, May 5th, also known as Cinco de Mayo, also known as Taco Tuesday. So we are not going to be having tacos at 9:30 in the morning, but we are going to be having breakfast, or at least our favorite morning beverages. Hot cinnamon tea. What are you drinking, Amy? In your
American coffee. Always coffee.
Well,
always.
Never. I've never had a cup of coffee, but that's okay.
Oh.
We just thought, there is no better way to get to know someone than over a shared meal at a common table. And so in addition to all of you watching, I invited the queen of fun herself and my dear friend Amy Opperly to join us. Welcome, Amy. Yes, it's you. Ta-da!
Thank you. Yay, that's fun.
And so we're just going to spend a little bit of time getting to know one another better. So grab your favorite morning beverage, grab your morning snack, and we're going to do a little fun icebreaker. And many of you have submitted questions and your answers, and we thought it would be fun for just Amy and I to interview each other. But this isn't so much about us as it's also about you. So when you submit a question, we're also going to read your answer because we want to get to know you better and just truly, as much as you're able, pretend that you truly are all at a table together and we are having breakfast together. So this is a live conversation. We can see your comments. Feel free to ask us questions, but you do have to answer it. That was our safeguard so that you didn't ask us anything too embarrassing.
But wait, if they asked us something and answered it, are we required to answer all of these questions?
We'll see. We can use our filter.
Okay. All right. Well, as long as we're pretending, I'm going to be pretending that I have this massive breakfast of waffles and fresh strawberries and homemade whipped cream as opposed to the Lucky Charms I had this morning. So let's just do it.
Did you have Lucky Charms also?
No, she had Fruity Pebbles, but she loves it when I eat kid cereal with her. So of course I obliged for her, of course.
Well, that was very kind of you. I, being pregnant and nauseous all the time, I had peanut butter and a banana. But we're going to pretend.
But it sounds good.
My favorite breakfast food is breakfast tacos with salsa and hash browns. I love going to 7 Mile Cafe before I got pregnant when I could still eat salsa and it didn't give me bad heartburn. And that was our morning tradition, Jason and I. And Jen Mays also loves Lucky Charms. So there you go.
This is why she's our friend.
Yes, agreed.
Yes.
All right. Well, speaking of breakfast, Brenda Baez, one of our phenomenal PM Bible study leaders, wanted to know, Amy, what is your favorite meal of the day?
Oh my gosh, it is easily breakfast. Like I could eat breakfast and then that's it for the rest of my life. Like if I have one of my favorite all-time things to do is on Saturday, go eat a big breakfast and then I don't have to eat again until dinner. And that is just like my favorite thing to do. I love it. Yes.
Wow.
What's yours?
Not breakfast. Until I discovered that I could have Mexican food for breakfast, I did not like breakfast. So I would say my favorite meal is lunch. I love like girly, what people call girly food, tea foods, like sandwiches, salads, soups. So lunch is my favorite.
Okay. All right. That's valid.
And Brenda said her favorite meal was breakfast. So you're in good company.
Yes. And it looks like Shireen agrees with me too. So I bet there are a few of us out there.
I already got us off script, but that's okay. Sorry. Okay, I know it's early in the morning, but let's all think back to childhood. Hi, Maddie. Hi, Shireen. You're on. Okay, everyone put on your caps. If you haven't already, you're thinking caps. We're going back to childhood. Don't be afraid.
Okay.
Amy, I bet your hat's very stylish.
It's probably a Nike cap. That has been my hat for these days.
Okay.
All right.
Well, going back to childhood, since we have our coffee and tea, Lucy Nelson, our phenomenal Bible study coordinator, wants to know, did you have an imaginary friend as a child? And if so, what was her name? Now, I know Sissy had an imaginary friend, and she told me about her one sermon, but did you have an imaginary friend?
So I totally did. Now, all of you, or Tiffany, or all of you might laugh at me. So I remember being younger and thinking Terry was the coolest name because Terry could be a girl's name, a boy's name, or a last name. So I pretended not like I had a like imaginary friend, but an imaginary couple, and they were Terry and Terry.
Oh, you had a couple. You didn't have a friend. You had a couple.
No, I did. It's true. It's true.
Were they adults, or were they like children that played together, or?
They were just I don't know. I mean, I was in elementary. I didn't think that far ahead. They were just Terry and Terry. Maybe they were twins. Who knows? Yeah. So,
okay. And then, Christy Nelson's answer was, this is a really interesting name, Tavia. She said, my imaginary friend was Tavia, and we had to set a place at the table for her, and she had a lot of other things she could participate in, which Christy, who now practices hospitality in welcoming all of our Bible study leaders and leaders, was practicing it back then with an imaginary friend. So I think that's pretty neat.
Maybe that's what I was doing. Yes. Okay, well, did you, Tiffany, tell us, please? Did you have an imaginary friend, or was it just your sweet little white dog?
No, I didn't need an imaginary friend because my best friend was Tamara, my sister, who's on from North Carolina. Good morning, Tamara.
Yes, hi, Tamara. Okay, well then, if we wouldn't, going back to childhood, sticking with this. So one question that came up was Michelle Tibbetts, and she wanted to know if you could pick your own name, what name would you have picked? Now, she said growing up, she always wanted to be Tabitha from Bewitched. So I love that name. It's a lot like her last name now, Tibbetts, Tabitha. But so, Tiffany, if you could have picked your own name, what would you have picked?
Well, I don't know why. I didn't like Tiffany. I didn't think it was, very pizzazzy. But I thought my middle name, Renee, was very cool because it's 2 E's and an accent. Now, I only had just R-E-N-E, but I wanted some flourish in my life. So I would pretend that I was Renee with an E, with an accent. And then really the only other nickname or name I ever thought of was for a hot, week in 5th grade when we're all feeling awkward and the need to fit in and have cool names. It's so embarrassing. I wanted to be called Tony with an I. I thought that was the epitome of coolness.
But that could have been like Tony Braxton days, maybe.
Yeah, probably. So, but other than that, I've never had any nicknames or desired to be called anything else. So
I think you just wanted a name that ended in a vowel. You could have chosen anything that was very popular for the 90s.
But Y can also be a vowel sometimes. So
well, it's true, and W. But that we digress with that. That's for another whatever this is, whatever we're doing. Okay.
Okay. So Shireen Joseph, I still relate to you, wants to know, Amy, when did you learn to ride a bike? Now, Shireen, we are so excited. She is one of our newest IBC members. And drumroll, please. She is graduating in a few weeks from DTS. It was really hard. So we're really proud of you, Shireen.
Yay, good job. Way to go, Shireen. I'm glad you joined us today.
When did she learn to ride a bike? At the age of 30. She said her daughter was then 5, and she taught and encouraged mommy, which I think is so sweet. So, Amy, when did you learn to ride a bike?
I love that. So it's funny. Well, okay. So we'll skip that. I learned to ride a bike. I think I was probably in 2nd or 3rd grade. I have 2 older brothers, but they're enough older than me that they didn't I made them uncool if we spent time together. So I kind of was left to learn on my own. And the neighbor who lived catty corner from us taught me how to ride my bike. And he was a couple years older, but he would come out and encourage me to keep going. And yeah, and that's when I learned to ride a bike. So it was kind of funny. Like I was thinking, we have a daughter who's 8 and she just learned to ride her bike and now she's obsessed with riding her bike. And I was thinking she was kind of late, but I think she was the same age I was. Don't tell her I said that.
And she's not 30.
Also, she's not 30. So how about you, Tiffany? Are you riding bikes?
I did learn to ride a bike. I don't remember the exact age. It was probably somewhere between like 5 and 8, somewhere in there. Okay. But something I don't know how to do, Shireen, this will make you feel better, is I cannot swim. Like I've done all the levels. Like my parents were very good parents. They enrolled me in like, you're the duck class, and then you're the otter, and then, I don't know, the dolphin, and the blue whale. Like I went through all the levels, but I still cannot swim. One of my legs just kind of hangs gimpy in the water and doesn't kick. And so Jason has always joked that I am a liability in a pool or a body of water. And so when we enroll the baby in infant classes, he said that he will also be enrolling me in adult swim lessons. So
yes, okay, shameless.
I will have you beat, because I will be, I'll be 34 and a half when the baby comes. So I'll probably be 35 when I learn to swim. So I can't swim.
Okay, well, so I have news for you. Since we're kind of neighbors, we live in the same city. Kate, our daughter, has taken swim lessons at Imler Swim School since she was 2. So Imler, you're welcome, shameless plug. And she now swims amazingly, but there are always 2 or 3 moms down the end of the pool who are also taking swim lessons while their kids are. You should totally do it.
Jason,
this is the challenge. Everyone challenge Tiffany.
I nor the child can get in the pool unless I can swim. So that's his promise.
Okay. Oh, and looks like Shireen said she will join us too. So, and Sandra still doesn't. She said she can't swim either. So, all of you can all do it this summer. And I love what Katie just said, Tiffany. She said you and the baby can have matching puddle jumpers. Oh my gosh, this is
little floaty devices.
Yeah.
Okay, and don't forget, y'all can be asking us questions too, as long as you answer them.
Yes. Well, so we'll just keep going until somebody asks something.
Yes.
That we want to answer. Because if they ask something we don't want to answer, I'm going to filter it. Okay, so Debbie Lee was sharing. She said she was talking about her favorite subject in school. So I've learned a lot of new things about educating my daughter, and it can be a little overwhelming, but it sent me back to thinking about my favorite subject in school. So Debbie shared that hers was reading, but it's kind of funny because she said she was also a math teacher, but her favorite subject was reading. So maybe that's the reason, like Joel, my husband, is a pilot and he loves to fly, but then he doesn't like to go anywhere on his days off. It's like going back to work. So maybe that was, okay, so back to that. Anyway, Debbie is an amazing teacher who taught math. So Debbie, thank you for continuing to show up and just be amazing and educating the next generation. But so mine was math. I loved math. To me, numbers make sense. There's nothing subjective to it. I don't have to have feelings about math. So Tiffany, what was yours? Don't tell me it was reading.
It was reading, without a doubt. I was the dorky child that spent every summer going to the library, and at the Grapevine Public Library, they had a program. Now, Brenda Linares, if you're watching, I'm sure Ariana does this. It was like you could sign up for the book club, and however many books you read, you got like a little die cut on the wall. And my goal was always to have my die cut move to like whatever the most amount of books possible to read in one summer was. Thank you, the Enneagram 1 coming out.
I was about to say all that accomplishment.
One summer, I read like over 300 books. And we're not talking like children's like picture books, like chapter books. And I loved reading so much that my parents built me a like hot pink velvet reading bench.
Oh.
And I would just sit up there and read all day long. So by far reading.
I have such a new image of you on a hot pink velvet bench with your reading glasses, maybe.
I didn't have glasses yet. Not until grade.
Oh my gosh, with your little white dog next to you.
Well, I didn't get her till I was 13, so this is more elementary school. So this was when we had a Yorkie.
Well, This is pretty cute. I will say I did not find a love of reading until much older, much older. So,
I did notice that Kathy Hall said she has to be Sean that rides in the front basket of her bicycle. Kathy, my lifetime long favorite pet, like best non-human friend, was a little Bichon named Truffles that lived for 17 years. And there's just nothing like them. So I agree. Bichons are special.
It's true. It's true. They are. We hear stories of truffles every now and then. Truffles? One truffle or more than
truffles, plural. And then Vanessa Hickey just asked, what's going on here and why are we live? For those that are just jumping in and joining us, what are we doing today?
We're having breakfast at Tiffany's, but not because I'm in my own house and we're not really having breakfast, but we're just getting to know one another. So we are talking a little bit about, we're answering questions that all of you asked us on Facebook. And Vanessa, you can ask Tiffany any question you want right now, as long as you put your answer to that same question. So yes. Okay. All right. Oh, Maddie has, this is a hard question. This kind of brings us to the present. Do you want to answer Maddie's question or come back to it? Did you see? Okay, time out. When Tamara just said Truffles was in Tiffany's bridal shots.
She was. My parents joked that they would know when the guy was going to stay because then there would be pictures of him and the dog. Truffles was in every single significant photo shoot of my life. So like Sweet 16, senior graduation portraits, bridal portraits. I would have had her at the wedding if they had allowed dogs.
Okay, well, let's take a quick little thing toward Maddie's question. Maddie wants to know where our favorite pair of jeans are from. So she said that hers are from Madewell, and she's been trying to convince me to try Madewell. I have not. Mine are the Old Navy jeggings. And all of you who are buttoning your jeans right now at this point in life, you wish you had some Old Navy jeggings because mine still fit. Hallelujah. If they have buttons, they would not. So, Tiffany, where are your favorite jeans from?
Well, pre-pregnancy, they were also from Madewell. After you have a baby, things are just different. So I could not wear my loft jeans anymore. The only jeans that fit proportionally were Madewell. But I haven't found pregnancy jeans that I like. So currently I am dressed
Old Navy jeggings.
Okay. Currently I'm dressed from the waist up and like nicely, and then I'm wearing black athletic pants below my waist. So
Same. I'm glad we can get along there. Okay, so since we're now in the present, we have kind of left childhood a little bit.
Yes.
One thing Brenda Laniers asked is, what is your favorite vacation spot? Hers is Alaska, so I have never been. I want to go. Tiffany, what's your favorite vacation spot?
Well, my dream vacation would be Alaska. I would like to go hiking. But my favorite current places are tied between just anywhere in the Rockies, in Colorado, or seaside Florida. So,
beach or mountains, either one.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll say the favorite vacation I've ever been on was 2 years ago. Yes, when we went to New Zealand for our 10th anniversary, we were given free plane tickets, and Joel wanted to go to Europe, and I said, that seems close compared. These are free tickets. Let's go as far as we can. So we went to New Zealand. That's as far across the world as we could go. And it was, did you know there are no venomous snakes or animals that can kill you in New Zealand? You can't die from animals in New Zealand. So you can go there without fear. And we loved it. It was beach, it was mountains, it was grass, it was everything. I highly encourage SeaWorld.
I love that.
I mean, I just read Katie's. I did not encourage SeaWorld. New Zealand. Okay. Don't read the live comments while you're trying to complete a sentence.
I love it. Okay, I don't want this to drag on forever, but let's take 5-ish more minutes of questions. Okay, Katie, you asked a great one. Let's see if I can throw it up there. Here we go. Katie, what was your first concert? And she said her first concert was Carmen at world. Now, for those of you that don't know, Carmen was like the hot commodity with youth groups in like the 90s. Really like get your praise on and dance. So, Katie,
Yes.
I gotcha. All right, Amy, what was your favorite or your favorite concert?
Katie, I will see your Carmen at SeaWorld and raise you a DC talk at Six Flags. That was my first concert. What?
Was it Winter Jam?
No, it probably would have been summer. I don't know, because I mean, it was far for us to drive here, so we would have had to take a whole caravan to get here. So,
okay.
Yes. What about you?
First concert. I don't know that I remember the first one, but the first one I remember was I was born mid 80s, so like my pop genre of music growing up was all the boy bands, and the Christian boy band was Plus One. And I had a crush on the singer Jason, and I did marry Jason. So that was, I think it was Jackie Velasquez concert, who's a Christian.
Yeah.
But Plus One opened for them in the old Gateway in South Lake. So.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Awesome.
We've grown up in the church since all of us had Christian concerts.
Yes. Okay. I have great envy right now. Christy Nelson said her first concert was Tiffany. And she probably sang along too. I think.
Is that an artist? No, yeah. I really don't know.
I think I have to go. I think our friendship is over.
You are a tiny bit older than I am.
Hey, I think we're alone now. There doesn't seem to be anyone. Okay, I'm done with that. So, all right. I'm just really jealous, Christy. That's pretty amazing. Okay, so do we want to take one last question?
Okay. I forgot to ask you. Carrie Cox, who's our amazing women's ministry operations coordinator, asked Amy, yes, what is your favorite genre of book? Now, hers is memoir and historical fiction, but what is yours?
It's not those. I love you, Carrie.
Finance books.
Finance?
I'm just joking.
Oh, it's like, no, I did buy Freakonomics once for fun, and I really enjoyed it. But no, for sure, mystery. I need a page turner. I get bored really quickly, and so I need something that will keep my attention. Any kind of like a political thriller, suspense, serial killers. I don't know, something suspenseful that's a page turner. So.
Okay.
And isn't yours very similar to Carrie's?
Yes, Carrie, I'm right there with you. My favorite is memoir, excuse me, and biographies, because I figure why read fiction when real life can be just as interesting. And I like to learn, going back to the 300 plus books one summer, I want to be productive. So if I'm going to be reading, I want to be learning.
That's really great. I'm really happy for both of you.
This is embarrassing.
Well, I mean, I just told all of Facebook that I like reading about serial killers. So, I mean, hey, church staff member right here. So it's fine. We all have our things, right?
Yes. Karen Sheffield just said finance is fun. She works for, okay, forgive me, Karen. I'm pretty sure it's PepsiCo in the finance department.
Yes.
She's brilliant. So you are not.
This goes back to why math was my favorite subject, because it's not subjective. And so it's fun when you can make everything work and you get like the right answer. It's so satisfying. Oh, so good. That's weird. See, we're nerds together. It's fine.
I love it.
Yes.
The four of us have a lot of fun on the women's ministry team.
Yes, we do. Okay, so I need to lean in closely. Y'all don't listen. Are we talking about this last question that your boss asked you?
Yes.
Okay. All right, y'all can all listen again. So Jody Nisnik had a question. Jody is Tiffany's boss, therefore my boss's boss, and a vital member of our women's ministry team. She would like to know, Jody, who has 2 college-age daughters, wants to know if you are expecting a boy or a girl.
I am expecting.
Oh, okay, great. So I see that there is, so Jody answered the question herself, saying that she has two girls. I see that you are sitting there with blue and pink both in the picture. Did you plan this?
A little bit.
Okay, so tell us. Are you going to tell us? What are you expecting?
A human being.
It's not funny.
All right.
Some of us are anxiously awaiting.
Some Facebook guesses. Do you think it's a boy or a girl? And I promise I will tell you. And there's only one. There are not twins. It's just one.
Oh, although that would have been fun. Okay, guesses begin. We're going to say one more thing while people guess. Okay, one more question. I'm going to pick. Okay. Are you usually early or late, Tiffany?
Well, I think you could answer that one for me, Amy. I am usually.
But I asked you.
I'm usually late. I will not be 10 to 15 minutes late. I will average 5 minutes late. And it is out of a desire. Okay, y'all, I am not like some super type A, like stringent person, but all my answers are making me sound that way. I promise I'm a recovering perfectionist, but I'm always 5 minutes late because it would be wasteful of time to get there early and just sit there. So I'm trying to pack as much in as I can and then leave at the last possible minute to maximize my time. So I will almost always be 5 minutes late. But then I feel like beyond that, there's no grace and it's just rude. So, you know.
True. Well, okay.
So I'm almost always late.
Okay, so we delayed long enough for people. We have a girl vote. We have a boy vote.
And just
so
okay, 50-50.
My vote has been girl since the first day you told me. And I refuse to waver on that. So that's my.
Okay, well, our first child, as you all know, was a little boy named David. And we are excited to be welcoming late September, a precious little girl. Yes.
Headbands and bows. And can I send bows to your little girl?
I think you already did. I was going to have them in the shot, but I have not unpacked everything, and I honestly could not find the headbands because I wanted to like put one on when I announced it, but we haven't unpacked all of our boxes. They're somewhere.
Well, I kind of had to pretend like I didn't know just to go along with the live, but I already knew everybody. But we're so excited for this little girl. Okay, so how are you feeling?
Feeling better. Still nauseous and fatigued, but getting better every day. And today is 19 weeks. Next week, we get to do the 20-week sonogram. So we are very excited.
We can't wait. And for those of you that don't know, Tiffany, well, I think a lot of you know, she just moved in a new house. And so I'm getting this little girl's nursery ready. Super excited.
Yes. So thank you all for celebrating with us this morning.
Yes, this was so fun.
Thank you for joining me. I'm just so grateful to have such a wonderful friend. Thank you for bouncing ideas off of me, with me, and just making this fun. Thank you for joining us. Thank you all, dear friends, for joining me for breakfast at Tiffany's. It was really fun to get to read your questions, get to know a little bit more about each of you. Just thank you for participating. And my kind of encouragement to you would just be to keep leaning in. Our motto this year is better together. We even have shirts. I'm not wearing it right now, but this is we are better together. And so keep leaning in, keep asking one another questions. It's not easy in this time of social distancing to, connect with new people, but hey, like I already saw so many connections being made in the comments and similarities. So keep leaning in, keep connecting, and keep having these conversations. And Amy, as well, you're our ministry coordinator, but also our director of fun. Tell us about the two events we have coming up this week.
On Thursday. We do have two. They're both on Thursday, right? Okay. So on Thursday, if you have enjoyed this live, Jody will be going live at 1:30 talking about abundance and how to find abundance. So I talked a couple weeks ago about about hospitality and celebrating and finding something to celebrate. And then Carrie talked about looking for lovely and where to find lovely and where to create lovely. And then Jody's going to talk about living in abundance and not scarcity. So finding that place in our lives where we aren't focusing on lack, but focusing actually on the incredible gifts that God has given us and how to lean into those. I think Barry talked about it this morning in our devotional about God is our great reward. And so what that looks like daily lived out. And then Thursday night, on May 7th, we are having our book discussion for Jenny Allen's book, Get Out of Your Head, which I would have brought it if I would have thought about it. But I've only had 1 cup of coffee, so forgiveness, please. So book discussion, you can go to irvingbible.org/women and sign up. If you have not finished the book, never fear. The questions are set up in such a way that you will still be able to answer them. A lot of them are just really applicable to our daily lives now and how we need to get control of our thoughts and not let them derail us, and how Scripture and the Holy Spirit and the Lord helps us to do that. So you want to tune in, go to irvingbible.org/women and sign up for the book discussion. Join us here at Facebook on Thursday at 1:30, and it's going to be a very exciting week. I don't know how anybody could top this, but just kidding.
Agreed.
Of course it can be.
Yes. So thank you all for joining us. We love you. We can't wait to see you again. Next week, we'll be back to our normal Tuesdays with Tiffany. But with that, here's a little music to send you out. Our Breakfast at Tiffany song.
Oh! I love it. All right. See you,
ladies, have a wonderful day, and we'll see you next week. Bye.
Bye.